what got me where I am, so you too, graduates, can pursue the misguided dream of world domination. So as reluctant as I am to give advice, I know it's expected of me today. I'll approach this as though I were speaking to my two sons, both very familiar with business school. Here are 7 things I know that I didn't know a few decades ago when I was sitting where you are. They are: couldn't work for George. 2, a stipend, you mean I get paid? 3, Chaz said no. 4, the sky's falling. 5, ride the mower, don't push it. 6, how do you do all that? 7, careful what you ask for. Now let me briefly explain what each of these mean. Let's start off with advice number 1. Couldn't work with George. Let me give you a little personal insight, what inspired me to choose the path that I did. You see, I come from a blue-collar family. My dad worked in a steel mill for 30 years, but he always had something extra going on. When he wasn't on a shift, he would be out hustling as a plumber. As a kid, I loved working with him. He was the best businessman and people person I have ever met. His customers loved him and trusted him. He always made going on jobs fun. Enter my oldest brother, George, who began taking a bigger role in the business. George wasn't so kind to the customers and was less kind to me, frequently demeaning and constantly criticizing. You may have one of these people in your family. So while in high school, I decided I could no longer work with George. I guess you could say it was negative inspiration, but inspiration nonetheless. I knew I wanted to do something totally different, something where I could make a real difference in people's lives, but still had the enjoyment of running a business. Pharmacy and the business of healthcare became that escape. George, in a weird, twisted way, thank you. Take home number 1, know what you don't like. Advice number 2, Chaz said no. Probably the overriding theme in my life is my relentlessness. What I lack in sheer ability, I guess I made up in fortitude. I chose to study medicines because of our local pharmacist. Quite honestly, he was our primary care provider my entire childhood. Bill was very accessible.